students. Today we will study the second part of chapter 9, Up You Go. As we studied in our previous video that the content of the chapter is taken from the diary of Sangeeta Arora. She writes further that they got vitamin C tablets, iron tablets and hot chocolate milk with their breakfast. This is to keep them warm in that cold weather and to provide them strength. Every morning there would be a medical checkup. After that they tied the bandage as they had blisters in their feet and started trekking. That day, it is written on 5th February 1984. That day, they after trekking 8 kilometers, they reached a river where a thick rope was tied from one bank to another bank of the river, and it was tightly fixed to pegs. Pegs or pythons are the pieces of metal which are pushed into the ground, and the rope is tied to them. The instructor tied the rope around his waist and put a sling. Sling is a type of hook in it. He then put the sling on the thick rope and tied across the river. Walking through the icy water, he went to other side. Now, he wanted the other participants of the camp to cross the river the same way. No one was ready to step into the fast flowing river, and everyone was pushing each other to go first. Sangeeta writes that I stood last in the line hoping that no one would see me and no one would call me. Just then the instructor came near me and said, with the sling he came and said that I had to cross the river first. He said, Sangeeta ma'am, you have to cross the river first. I felt as if my feet were frozen because water was very cold. I started shivering, my teeth were chattering. I caught hold of the river and started putting my feet firmly on the river bed. As I walked further in it, the river got deeper and slowly the water reached up to my neck. And in the middle of the river, I lost my balance and started slipping. I was so scared and felt so cold that rope was slipped from my hand and I started shouting for help. I was sure that I would be carried away by the river, but no. I found that I was tied with a rope to the sling. Hold the rope, hold the rope. I could hear the shouts. My friends, my camp members were shouting. I somehow managed to get hold on the rope and pull myself forward. Slowly, with some courage, I reached the river bank and I felt special kind of happiness as I came out of the water. A happiness of finishing a challenging task. After that, the page written on 10th February, it is about rock climbing. They had to climb 15 kilometers to reach Tekla village. Tekla village was at the height of 1600 kilometers. Our rucksacks had all that we may need. Food packets, water bottles, rope, hook, plastic sheet, diary, torch, towel, soap, wind cheater, whistle, glucose, jaggery, chana and some other snacks. We could see fruits and vegetables growing in the steppe fields. Steppe fields are special kinds of fields in mountain areas where a mountain is converted into fields, so that when water starts flowing from top of the mountain, one by one it is filled in all the fields. We saw Colonel Ram Singh standing on a 90-meter high flat rock with the pegs and ropes. We had been told to first observe the rock carefully. Where is the place to hold it? Where is the place where we can put our feet? So it was not going to back out. I stood first in the line. Our instructor tied rope around his waist and put the sling in the same way as he did at the river crossing and held the rope which was hanging. He started climbing as if he was running up because he was already trained. And I also put my sling. I took my first step. I thought I also would run like him. But I slipped and there I was swinging from the rope. Then instructor shouted and he told me, keep your body at an angle of 90 degrees while climb. Keep your back straight. Do not bend. Keeping this in mind, I imagined that the rock was a flat ground. As I started walking, as I kept my body at the angle of 90 degree, I felt as the rock was a flat ground and I started climbing up. Again, while coming down, we had to use the rope, a special way called rappelling. I did this with the same fearlessness.